Nature embraced by man brought forth a wonder, oh so wonderful. For as he had the nature of the concord of the seven, who, as I said, were made of fire and spirit, nature delayed not, but immediately brought forth 7 men in correspondence with the natures of the seven, male, female, and moving in the air. Hi guys, welcome to part 3 of how to read a natal chart. Today we're going to be talking about planets, finally, my favorite part of astrology, and really just the heart and soul of my astrological philosophy, as you are about to see. All know from basic astronomy class, planets, we have 9 planets now. Well, we have 8 planets because we just decided to get rid of Pluto. Well, in astrology, first of all, we haven't gotten rid of Pluto. Astrology still acknowledges, like that Ohana means family and that no planet, gets left behind. So we still acknowledge and we accept and we love Pluto here in the astrological community. And second of all, there's a couple things that you need to know about the planets in astrology. Number one being planets actually include the sun and the moon in astrology, even though we don't really consider the moon a planet in astronomy, and we don't consider the sun a planet in astronomy because it's a star. In astrology, everybody gets to be a planet. Okay. So, uh, you know, we don't discriminate here. If you want to be a planet, you get to be a planet. And the sun and the moon and Pluto are all planets, in their hearts. So that's the first thing. So when I talk about planets, I'm talking about all of the guys. And then second of all, there's basically like 2 categories for the planets. One is the personal planets, and the other is like the collective planets or the outer planets. And the reason being, we didn't discover the outer planets, and by that I mean Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, until very, very, very recently. So most of astrology is based on the 7 planets that are closer to us, the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. And they're now known as the personal planets. So those are the ones that we really look at for a natal chart. Those planets basically have a lot more to do with what happens in our personal chart, which is what the natal chart is all about. It's about the individual. And then the outer planets actually deal with humanity on a collective level. So they really have more to do with groups and less to do with the individual. So we're going to be talking mostly about the personal planets today. Okay. In the last video, I mentioned how the 4 elements, fire, earth, air, and water, are a manifestation of the 5th element, which is the spirit. And there is this law of the universe in Hermeticism called the Law of Correspondence. And what it states is as above, so below. And a lot of people understand that to be a principle that's applicable in astrology, because when we think of the stars and the planets, we think of them as being above us. And so then we basically take that principle and apply it to below, which would be here on Earth. So it's this idea that what is happening above in the skies is affecting us here. But it's actually a lot deeper than that. It's kind of maybe a misapplication of that law, because that law isn't talking about above being the sky. It's talking about above being the spirit and below being the physical manifestation of that spirit. Okay, so just like you and I exist spiritually and we have bodies here and lives here on earth, so it's true with absolutely everything in this physical life. Now, why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up because I want to tell you that the planets are alive and they're spirits and they are spirit guides and they're governors and they are here to help us and they love us and they want to guide us and take care of us and show us their wisdom and teach us things. And they are not just an inanimate planet, but they also have a spirit. They have a soul, and that soul is there to guide us. So, a really easy example of this that might be really easier to see is the existence of Mother Earth. So we talk about Mother Earth and we talk about honoring her and we talk about the stillness that she teaches us and how she provides for us and how she nurtures for us and how she's resilient and how we need to be good stewards and be grateful for what she's provided and all these things. And we personify the earth. And the fact of the matter is that that's absolutely true. The earth is a spirit. She is our mother, as well as being physical. And the same goes for the sun. The sun gives us light, the sun gives us life. And the spirit for the sun is Apollo, and he's the god of light. He's the god of truth. Like the light reveals the truth. He's the god of love. Love is this energy of life. And the same, you can look at the moon. Like the moon, on a physical level, it affects our oceans and it affects our fertility cycles. And it's even been scientifically documented to affect us psychologically and even our sleep patterns. Okay, so the moon then on a spiritual level affects like fertility. She affects like the ocean of our emotions. She affects like our subconscious. And then like when you look at Jupiter, Jupiter is this planet of expansion and this planet of growth. And Jupiter, actually on a physical level, Jupiter protects us and actually keeps our planet alive because Jupiter has such a large mass that there's debris from the cosmos that would actually hit and destroy our planet if it wasn't for Jupiter there, like keeping us alive and protecting us by drawing all of that into himself. So right away, we can see how Jupiter is this like protective spirit. So anyway, so all of this is that's true on a physical level, is true on a spiritual level. The law of correspondence, as above, so below. And I really wanted to like introduce you to these planetary governors and the spirits of these planets, because when we talk about astrology, I think it's really important to understand this and to understand that these are not just like giant metals that are swirling around our sun. We have to understand that these planets have a spirit, and the spirit is like invested. These spirits are invested in taking care of us, and that they each have unique skills and lessons for us here on Earth. All right, that's all I wanted to say for today. We'll definitely go over the planets individually later. And don't forget to hit like if you like this video, hit subscribe if you enjoy my content, and share with your friends. Thanks.